Hi everyone, how are you all doing? We're back here for another week of planetary weather forecast, follow up with a collective reading. This week is going to feel very different because I feel like the past week has been a bit more quiet, a little slower energy wise. This week we have a lot of major astrology going on. So it will probably feel quite different. So this video is probably going to be quite long too, so bear with me. So let's start off with Monday, 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Such a commercialized, capitalized holiday. But either way, I hope that you will find this day, of course, spend this day with your loved ones, shower them with the love they deserve, and always remember, shower yourself with the love that you deserve. Because in my own opinion, when you're able to fill your own cup and fill your own cup first, that's when you can pour into other cups. So the relationship and the love that we have for ourselves is the most important. When you can do that, when you're able to do that, you'll be able to also love better. So I'm wishing you all a very happy love day. And also on the 14th, Mercury goes back to Aquarius. If you all remember, Mercury was in Aquarius for a hot minute in January 2nd in the pre-shadow phase before Mercury retrograde begins. And then we have our Mercury retrograde, and during that period Mercury was traveling very closely with Pluto, so probably some deep important informations come up, revelations, conversations, or just thoughts within our own minds. And now that Aquarius is back, now that Mercury is back in Aquarius, if you feel like you are still processing those thoughts, having those conversations, or still processing your Mercury retrograde stories, you feel like you gain new clarity, you have a new energy, new perspective towards whatever you've been working on. So hopefully now Mercury in Aquarius will bring you the clarity and solutions and answers you're still looking for or contemplating. And Mercury loves being in air signs, so this period of time can be very creative and really nice for us to work with. When people think about Aquarius and its modern ruler Uranus, we tend to think about sudden changes, electrical charge, innovative, crazy ideas, and maybe a bit weird, out of the norms. And yes, it can feel a little bit like that, but Mercury in Aquarius is definitely a time where we can put our minds together, we can bounce ideas off each other's, having interesting conversation with our friends, brainstorming, and having some interesting conversation with like-minded or not like-minded people, so that firework can spark up, new ideas will come up. However, Aquarius is a fixed air sign. Quite weird, right? It's air, but it's fixed. So what does it mean? Is actually Aquarius is quite stubborn, can be quite stubborn and pragmatic, and they can tend to be quite fixated on their own thoughts and idea and the way of thinking, because having Saturn as a co-ruler, Aquarius is not that quick to change their mind. Actually, they take their time to process information and to think it themselves. And one of the things they will like to say, don't overthink it, but they're actually overthinking it themselves inside. And they just need to take their own time for them to arrive to a solution, a decision of something. And once they arrive there, it will then take them a period of time to let go of that or to change their mind. So this is something we need to be aware of as well. Mercury will have a couple interesting aspects while Mercury is in Aquarius. So it will actually have aspects with both of the ruler, Saturn and Uranus. Mercury will square Uranus towards the end of February and conjunct Saturn early March as Mercury wrap up its journey in Aquarius. So I feel like as the time goes and as we have all those aspects, we will feel more like we're coming into the full circle with what we've been working, processing, thinking, communicating with our retrograde stories or things in our mind space. So hopefully Mercury in Aquarius will be quite interesting for you and will be able to help you process whatever that you've been processing in your mind space. And I hope it's a juicy one. On 16 Wednesday, are you ready? Because we are having a very fully charged and dynamic full moon in Leo. It is happening on the 11:56 a.m. Eastern time, and it is happening 12:56 a.m. on 17th Hong Kong time, so a little after midnight. And it is happening when Sun is in 27 degree in Leo and the Moon is at 27 degree in Aquarius. Full moon is illuminating things within us, within our heart space. And because Leo rules our hearts, and it is also illuminating things that's happening around us and in the world as a collective. So how are they connecting? It can be that we are forgetting ourselves because we're so distracted by everything happening around us and in the world as a collective. And this full moon is reminding us to come back to ourselves. Or it is actually what's happening around the world that actually trigger and let us ignite back that fire within ourselves, that let us realize what we truly want and desire for us. And the major arcana of Leo in the tarot is the Strength card. And you can see in the card, who in the right mind put their hands into a lion's mouth, trying to open their mouth. And you can also see how she's the Empress actually, how she is so calm and fearless and just look like she's full of love. She's trusting herself, trusting the lion, that nothing will happen. Leo is about having the strength and the courage to take risk, to go after what our hearts desire, what we love and passionate about in different areas of our life. It is about listening, aligning ourselves with our heart, because Leo rules our heart. And it can be something new and different calling to you at a heart level at this time during this full moon in Leo. It can also be you having an internal conversation between your heart, Leo, and your mind, Aquarius, about something that you've been wanting to do, that you're contemplating, that you're not too sure because of limiting beliefs or fears that you have or from others. This full moon is illuminating giving you that light to go after it, and the energy is strong because of the aspects that's happening around the same time as well. And one of them is the Mars and Venus conjunction. So Mars and Venus are having a conjunction at 16 degrees in Capricorn, and where they will remain this close conjunction throughout the month until early mid-March. And this is quite a intense aspect, and it's gonna hold for quite a while. And during this full moon, this Mars-Venus conjunction is having a trine with Uranus and Taurus. So it feels like it can bring in an element of surprise, sudden changes, accelerations. And because Uranus is in Taurus, it can also really feel like we are bringing all this fire, dreams, passion that we have within ourselves, or connecting with them and really bringing them to the physical world, because Taurus is all about bringing things down to the physical world, connecting them with our senses. And during this time, the Mars-Venus conjunction is also having a sextile with Neptune in Pisces, which is bringing in hope, bringing in new potential connections, especially with people, maybe new friendship, new potential partners, but people that actually share the same wavelength with you. It can also be, because Neptune in Pisces, it can actually be you visualizing your reality, bringing your dreams into the physical world together with this Uranus and Taurus as well. And then all this energy feels like that we are, even if we're not really taking the physical action yet, we're really honing in, coming back to our heart, connecting with that fire, that passion within us, getting all these pictures and visualizations, and really trying to bring them into the physical world. And I feel like that's a very beautiful energy. And also, just an interesting side note, the Mars-Venus conjunction is happening on the 16th degree in Capricorn, and this full moon is happening on 16 as well. So 16 breaks down to 7, which is a very spiritual number. So it can also be during that time that you are having a development, growth, or just having some stronger downloads if you have any spiritual practice or pursuits too. And another aspect is that this full moon in Leo is squaring both our North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio. So what does that mean? It feels like that the full moon is shedding light in one or more areas of our life that we feel the need to purge, or we feel the need of changes, something new or different. This full moon is in the middle point is at the middle point between our last eclipse, which happens in November, when we had the lunar eclipse in Taurus, also at 27 degrees, and between our next eclipse season that will happen at the end of April. So this full moon in Leo is kind of like a midpoint, a check-in point, a transition point, giving us this light coming in to see what stays, what goes, how we want to move forward, what we want to do as we move into this new phase, and things that we want to bring in or let go. as we continue to grow and learn in life as well. People with fixed energies might feel this full moon a little stronger than the others because there's a lot of fixed energy forming in the sky, and it can feel like a fated change because it's squaring our south node and north nodes. So continuing with the nodes, Pluto at 27 degrees in Capricorn is trining the north node in Taurus and sextiling the south node in Scorpio. So this I personally feel like is a pretty nice, deep cleansing and beautiful energy, because Pluto is the planet that is here to help us to purge, transform whatever needed to be purged and transformed, and is helping us to move and let go in order to move to the next stage of our life. And here, under this full moon, Pluto is having a conversation with the nodes of fate, north and south nodes, and it feels like it is here to help us to up level, to move to the next phase, and is supporting us in any transformation that we are going through or we're about to go through, to outgrown places, situation, people, and things that we're currently in, so that we can continue to move to the next path, continue to where we want to go and do next. So yes, this full moon can feel quite strong and heavy, and maybe even a little bit uncomfortable for some of us, because it is really shining that light, illuminating things or areas in your life and asking you, are you truly listening to your heart, aligning with your heart, and really know what you truly love, desire, and want in life, different areas of your life? And are you just staying in a comfort zone, playing small because you're scared to change, to go after what you truly want because of limiting beliefs and fears and judgment that you impose for yourself or from others? The fixed sign can feel this full moon a little bit stronger because the full moon is forming a grand cross with the fixed energy, all fixed signs, because the sun is in Aquarius, the moon is in Leo, and the north node is in Taurus, and the south node is in Scorpio, and they are all forming a grand cross at 4 angles and having aspects with each other. And so we have a lot of fixed energy in the sky, and for some of us we'll feel a little bit stuck, even paralyzed, like, ooh, what to do. For some of us we can feel like we know there's a need of change. We want to change, but at the same time we're also scared, we're resistant to change because we don't exactly know how to do it yet, or we're scared. And hopefully this full moon will shed some light on those areas and to let you to come back to your heart and help you move forward, to move that energy, to help you to do so. I just feel like looking at this new moon and also looking at what's happening around the world, it can feel quite overwhelming sometimes with what's been happening around the world, and we can be distracted and taken from our heart because we're constantly stimulating ourselves, overwhelming, and just distracted by what's happening around the world, the social media, the news, and people around us. And these can all create noises, and it can be distracting for us to listen to our own hearts, and we can tend to stay too much up in our heads and forget about what's beneath, which is our heart space, the most expensive place in our body. And this full moon in Leo is kind of, hello, come back to your heart, I am still here. It's inviting us to come back to ourselves, to drop back down to the heart space, to give yourself that time to really listen, talk to your heart, talk to yourself. And for some people, you will feel like it's scary to make that change or even want that change. But this full moon is asking you to not dim that fire and light inside of you, but how to let it shine. Because yes, on one side you might be scared to take a risk. You will be scared to make a change, trying something new, switching your path, changing directions in life, and it can feel a bit scary and unsure because you're stepping into the unknown. And I can tell you, I've done that many times, and it can feel scary, even lonely sometimes, because you just simply don't know what the end result is. And it's a very human nature thing to do so, to worry and be scared. But if we constantly focus on that, we're never gonna move anywhere. We're just gonna continue to stay stuck, having all this worry and anxiety inside of us, and we'll let chances to pass by one after another. We'll let time to continue to flow, and we're still there, maybe wanting all those changes and wanting to go after our dreams, our passion, our desires, just wanting, but not really getting it. And isn't that a worse feeling? And I feel like this full moon is really giving you that push. This full moon is shedding that light to asking you to not to stay in that stagnant energy. If you've been feeling that things can change. The most important thing is to not stay in here all the time and to come back and listen to your heart, have a conversation with your heart, to really listen what you truly want. That will help you to move easier to the direction you want to go, that brings you joy. And all the planets are direct right now, and the energies are supporting you. So what are you waiting for, right? And I just want to share something else when I was looking in this full moon in Leo, is that whenever we have our full moon in Leo, it is during our Aquarius season, and the sun actually doesn't like to be in Aquarius because it's in its detriment. And that means that the sun is finding a harder way to shine, and right opposite of Leo, which is the sign that the sun rules. So this whole axis and aspect feels like that is an annual checkpoint for us to check in with ourselves, check in with our heart, asking ourselves, hello, are you lining up with your heart? Are you showing up for yourself? How are you showing up for yourself? And how are you aligning yourself with your heart? So it just feels like a little annual checkup in a way, because Leo and Aquarius, they are the opposite signs. They share a lot of similarities. It's just that the way they display it, or they show it can be quite different sometimes, but they actually share a lot of similarities. Leo is ruled by the sun. The mission is to shine, and Leo encourages us to find our inner fire, the strength and courage, the passion, desires that we have within ourselves, so that we can shine our light brighter as we embrace all that for us. And Aquarius is here to help us to create that ripple effect once we're able to embrace that Leo fire within ourselves. Aquarius is here to help us understand that we're not just one person, one grain of sand, or one droplet of water, but when more of us can do so, shining that Leo fire within ourselves, we create a ripple effect. And we can spread that as a collective and help others, allow others to shine their light too. So yeah, it's just an interesting fact that I like to share. And to wrap it up, I feel like this full moon in Leo is just really giving us that light, shedding that light to our heart space and asking us all these questions, and to remind us that we're all here in this beautiful world not for a very long time, and every one of us is unique in our own ways. We have our own passion and fire within us that's waiting to shine. If you don't know what's that yet, that's fine. It's totally okay. Just reminding you, it's time to have that intimate and loving conversation with yourself, with your heart. And if it changes, it's okay. We learn and grow as we move on in life. So if that fire, that passion, that desire change, it is okay. Doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter where you are, you can still go after it. So happy full moon, and have an intimate, loving conversation with your heart today on 16. So on 16, which I already mentioned already, another interesting aspect is the Venus and Mars conjunction. And when I look at it, and many astrologers are, Venus and Mars is just having this cosmo dance with each other, and this dance will continue throughout the next few months, 3 or 4 months or so. So it will not always be like a conjunction, but they will be quite close with each other and creating some interesting aspect along the way. So we'll talk more about that as time comes closer. But right when I look at Venus and Mars, the word that immediately come to my mind is tango. That passionate, intimate, fiery dance between two people, which Mars and Venus are known as the cosmic lover. Mars being the masculine, Venus being the feminine. And yes, we can totally see it from a romantic angle, from relationship perspective, and how all these aspects are going to create stories for our love relationships and all that. And it can be quite steamy and hot. This conjunction for some people might feel very steamy and hot as well, because it's bringing in that love and fire and passion in, right? But I also want to remind us that while it is totally true, Mars and Venus are also that masculine and feminine energy we have within ourselves. So we are all energetic beings embracing both masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. So coming back to 16, when Mars and Venus have this conjunction, yes, for sure, it can bring in some steamy, magnetic, and passions within a loving situation, a love relationship. But we also remember, passion can play out in many different ways. While it can be hot and steamy for some, it can be intense and and full of conflicts for some. So it can go either way. We'll have to see depending on your own stories. So it can be people in romantic relationship getting closer, getting steamy, getting hot. It can also be people that are single. It will create a nice aspect for them to meet potential lovers or connections. And it can also be a time for new relationships, friendships, or business partnership, because that's is all kind of relationship that they're governing. And it can also be, when it plays out in a different way, it can be people disagreeing with each other, creating tensions and conflict within the relationship. And so this passion for some can cause falling out in relationship as well. So it depends how it plays out in your world. And as a collective, it can be seen as relationship between countries and leaders. And we can surely see what's been happening around the world. There's tension between some countries, and it will cause a ripple effects and for us around the world. So it will be interesting to see what this aspect bring in on that day as well. So, but like I said, we're both masculine and feminine energy, and this conjunction doesn't only talk about love, romantic relationship. Like I just mentioned before, it is that masculine and feminine energy within ourselves too. So this conjunction can talk about us connecting with our passions, taking actions on our passions, things that bring us joys, creative project ideas. So if you're in the creative industry, it might be a very juicy day to get inspired to create some art, poetry, songs, movies. Ideas might spark that day, and it can be a very, very creative day for some people. So don't waste that creative juice. And most importantly, the loving relationships that we have with ourselves, how we are balancing our masculine and feminine energy, and how do we value different relationships in our life as well. On 18 or 19, depending where you are in the world, the sun is entering Pisces. So happy early solar return to all the Pisces babies out there, including my mom. She's a Pisces. So sun entered Pisces on 18th, 11:43 a.m. Eastern time, and it will be late at night, just after midnight on 19th, 12:43 a.m. Hong Kong time. So Pisces is the sign of two fishes swimming in different directions, which look like a yin-yang symbol to me as well. So Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, and they have this dreamy, mystic, expansive vibe to it. Pisces is a spiritual, compassionate, creative, imaginative, and empathic sign. It's a mutable water sign. So the fishes swim in the vast water of ocean, which connects to our subconscious mind, the place beyond our body, mind, and soul. It travels far, and so Pisces govern those things, our subconscious mind, place and things we can't see, which can sometimes refers to secrets and truth that we discover, things like that. And right now, both Jupiter and Neptune's are in Pisces. So I personally feel like this is going to be a pretty potent Pisces season for all of us. We can feel drawn to connect with our subconscious mind more. We can feel like we want to deepen our spiritual practice and pursuits if we have any, or maybe we'll be interested in learning some if we're not. And we might also during this time have vivid dreams, and for some of us we might even get downloads message during our dreams, meditations, or when we really swim in that mutable water of our subconscious mind. So if you have any spiritual practice or pursuits, I feel like it's a season where you will feel very comfortable in exploring more and deepen it more. It is also a time where I feel like you might discover or rediscover yourself too, because you're swimming in that subconscious mind of yours, right? So you might have some profound moments, revelations within yourself, or you might gain those from a conversation you have with others as well. So I feel like it's an interesting period of time, and as a collective we might feel more compassionate and empathic to the more vulnerable groups in our society. So it can be our elderlies, children, the homeless, or the animals. We can feel a bit extra compassionate during this time as well, and I love that. And of course it can also be a time where secrets will be revealed, because that's what Pisces govern, right? Things that we can't see or feel or hear easily, things that are hidden. So it can be us discovering secrets or revealing secrets to others. And it can be also as a collective, we might see secrets being revealed by the social media, the news, celebrity secrets about some celebrities or countries might be revealed during this time as well. It's a time of uncovering. All signs have their light and shadow attributes. Pisces is also one of them, of course. So being ruled by Neptune, a mutable sign, the shadow side of Pisces can be addiction, escapism, can be avoidance, and having no boundaries. So this is something that we should be aware about too during this season, because this might something that might come up a little bit more. So if there are things that you need to face or deal with, try not to run away through escapism, through drugs or addictions. I mean, addiction can be a lot of different things other than drugs, right? It can be alcohol, food, sex, whatever it is for you. So whenever you feel like you want to do that, just come back to yourself and try not to avoid it, because the chances are, if there are things coming up, there are secrets or things coming up to reveal themselves to you, or you discovering them, chances are that you have to sit with them and embrace them. It might connect you to another direction or path, help you rediscovering yourself. So just try to give love and grace to whatever that comes up, and be compassionate, just like a Pisces are with yourself. And Jupiter right now is in Pisces, which is very expensive, a beautiful, soulful energy that help us to expand, to discover, rediscover ourselves. So really just embrace this energy and connect and follow our hearts and see where it brings us, because Pisces seasons with Jupiter and Neptune both in Pisces, it feels really like a time where dreams are not just dreams anymore, but it is really about how we are visualizing our reality and bringing those dreams into reality, because they are all possible for us. So I'm wishing you all a happy Pisces seasons ahead. One last aspect, I don't know how long I've been talking already, but on 18, another beautiful aspect that we're having is Jupiter sextile Uranus. Jupiter, like I said, is in Pisces right now, so it is very expensive, creative, and beautiful energy, having a sextile with Uranus in Taurus. So Uranus, the planet of sudden change, is the awakener. It is the planet of innovation. It is also that awakening Kundalini energy as well. So together with these two planets, it feels really beautiful, because it really helps us to bring our dreams into the physical world, because Uranus in Taurus, so it's bringing down those Jupiter and Pisces energy down to the physical world. So it can really be us pursuing our creative pursuits, creative ideas, manifesting our dreams into reality, bringing them down in the physical earthly plane. Even if you don't feel like you're totally ready to make it happen yet, or you don't feel like they are happening yet, this energy will give you a glimpse of that happening and giving that beautiful push that you need to make them happen, so you can feel extra creative during that time, and new ideas might pop up, vivid dreams might take place, because we're talking about Pisces, right? So I don't know, maybe keep a pen and notebook with you that day, see what comes up, so you can write them down and look back at them later on. And if you're in the creative industry, I feel like you will have extra creative juice that day too. And this energy is very potent for tapping into spiritual practice, connecting with your spiritual guide as well, because it is that Jupiter in Pisces and Uranus in Taurus energy. So this Kundalini awakening energy is quite strong too. And Jupiter is about this expansive spiritual energy as well. So enjoy this day. You might receive downloads or messages from your ancestor, your spiritual guides during meditations or dreams too. So enjoy that day. Whoa, and that's what's happening this week. A lot, but I feel like it's a lot of goodness, right? So feel free to comment below after this week, see what's happened, share with me. I would love to hear from you. So now let's pop to our collective reading. Hi everyone, so now we're in the second part doing the collective reading from January 14th to 20th. All the cards have been meditated and shuffled already. And also remember, this is a general reading. It will not resonate to every one of us. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Feel free to come back after the weekends to see the message resonates more. If you want a private reading, please feel free to contact me. All my informations are in the description box. And I'm also on Instagram, so feel free to follow me there. And let's begin. does the collective need to know? February 14 to 20th. Okay, let's see. Wow. This is a very, very beautiful spread and totally resonating to what I've just shared in our planetary weather forecast. Totally resonating, and I am so happy to see that. So let's begin. So for some of us this week, you're really coming out from your Venus and Mercury retrograde stories. It hasn't been the easiest past couple months or so for some of us. It really has been hard. It really has been challenging for some of us, whether it is regarding to work situation, whether it is regarding to our health, our love, our romantic, or our all relationship sectors. Some of us have really been through a ringer, having some tough conversations, having to deal with some challenging situations, and whether it is with people or within ourselves, our own thought. Some of us really been trapped and heavy in our thoughts, our own mind. This week, no more, or finally seeing the light at the tunnel. You're really finally at a point where you feel like you're at the end of your rope. You are ready to lay down all this burden. You're ready to get out of your own head. You're ready to get out of this funk. If you've been feeling lazy, stagnant, stuck, you've been feeling heavy, emotionally or physically drained, this week you are coming to a point where you know and you need a break, a rest, and to see what's really been happening in your world, in different areas of your life. There are things you need to let go. There are things you need to say goodbye to. There are things you need to say hello to. So this week is really about that full moon in Leo squaring that north and south node, and Taurus and Scorpio. For some of us, it's really about putting that burdens down, having those last conversation, really opening up. Really is the time getting out of your head. It is enough contemplating, thinking, processing, whatever you're going, processing in your mind space. It is time to drop back to the heart space this week, to open up, get out of your funk, get out of your own head and ego mind, and to lay it all out, whether it is laid all out for yourself or to others regarding to your own mind, your own thought about your life, whether it is laying it all out regarding to another person, friendship, romantic partner, family members, work situation, talking out to your boss. You're really driving me crazy. It's time to solve that problem. Talking to your business partner. It is time to part ways or get together. We need to get it moving. Need to solve it. We need to gain a new perspective. Talking to your friends, opening up. I've been going through a lot, or I really need you to listen to me. This friendship is not working, or this friendship needs work. Or it is regarding to a relationship too. This week is about putting that burden down, getting out of your mind, and really opening that heart space to let love in or to give love. It is that moment, this full moon really illuminate and shedding light in those areas of your life. And because once you do that, you will find that you have what you need now. You have been through the ringer. You got what you need. Now you're confident. You are ready to share what you want to share, whether it is communicating with others, whether it is you pursuing what you truly want, filling your cup, fulfilling your dreams, chasing after your dreams, starting on those projects, starting that business idea, getting that negotiation with the client, with your boss, with your colleague, mending or fixing a relationship, friendship with your partner, your friends, your family members, because you know you have everything you need right now. You know what to do, you know where to take this, you know which direction you want to take. Whether it is switching path, directions, jobs, whether it is about reaching out to the person, the family member, friends, colleague, lover, whether it is about doing that for yourself, listening to your heart, having that magic within you and knowing that you have that magic within you to go after what you truly want and desire, what brings you joy. Because you know that even though there's unknown, you're stepping into the unknown, you might be stepping into a dark unknown. You don't know what's the outcome. You will not know. You will never know, to be honest. Come on, like, even though how much plan you want to plan, how much you want to plan ahead, to know, to get ready, to prepare, you know there's always an element of surprise. You cannot fully know everything in the future. Like, come on, let's be real. You just cannot, right? But you have that hopeful insight, that feeling of hope, that you know that no matter where it goes, how it turns out, you are ready, you're always supported, because now you have more confidence, clarity within yourself. You know that even though you're stepping into unknown, maybe it is into something totally new, you are always supported because you are so strong in your foundation within yourself that you will be able to overcome whatever comes ahead of you. And you will embrace this. Oh, this reminds me of the Pisces energy, that Jupiter in Pisces energy. And we're stepping into Pisces season towards the end of this week. You have this hope within you that no matter where you land, where you go, you're always supported. And guess what? You always have yourself. That's the most important person you need to have in your life, right? Yourself. You're always going to support yourself. Even if you fail in the end, you can always come back to yourself. And there's always enough. There's always enough within you. That magic, that power, that fire within you to go after what you want. And this week is about embracing that within yourself. So beautiful, so beautiful. I love this spread, love this energy for us. And share your dreams, share your whatever you want to share that's going on with your life with me. I would love to hear from you. And I hope no matter which path you're taking, which direction you're heading, it is coming from your heart space, something you truly love, want, desire, and passionate about. Because we all have one life, this lifetime to live. And with the limited time in this world, what else are you going to do other than listening to your heart and go after what you want? Right? So I love this for us. So let's see what other guidance, message, advice we get from our oracle decks. Let me get all the cards out and then we'll talk about it. Jeez. Okay, we got all our cards. I want to save you time for watching me shuffle and to get all the cards out. So let's talk about it. The energy are really supporting and resonating the reading, which I love. That's why I love always getting additional advice, messages from the oracle. So let's start. We have New Moon in Gemini, think it through. We have Full Moon in Virgo, take inspired action. What did I say just now during the reading is us having all this information already. We thought it through, and we really thought it through this week, and we're ready to take inspired action, just like the Full Moon in Leo asked us to do, is to come back to our heart space, to listen to our heart, think it through, then take inspired action to go after what we want in our life. Something that truly will bring us joy, something that we're passionate about, that we love, we desire. And then we have some oracle cards from the spiritual animal oracle. We have so many. So let's see. We have number 8, Bobcat Spirit. Life is a mystery. And 8 is a very auspicious spiritual number, which is all about that Piscean energy, which connects to the next card too. Number 16, which is where the full moon in Leo is on the 16th, same number. This is where also Mars and Venus conjunct on the 16th degree in Capricorn. Loving all the synchronicity. And look at this. This is 27, where the full moon is happening. 27 degrees in Leo and Aquarius. Hello, synchronicity. Anyway, let's come back to the reading. We have life is a mystery, trust in divine detours, which is really talking about that Pisces energy, that full moon squaring our north and south node, that sometime we have to just trust the universe when they bring in the detours that we need. It is always a redirection, not a redirection. So pay attention to what happens in your life. Know that you are always stepping into the known, and life is always a mystery. You will never know everything, but you will never know anything if you stand still and not move forward either. So either way, you're not gonna know. Might as well move, right? So you know. Think on your feet, 27, Fox Spirit. So all these Mercury, Venus retrograde for the past couple of months really help us to come back into our heart, to think it all through, then take inspired action to what we truly want in our life. So it is really coming to an end of all this thinking, processing. It is time to lay a solid foundation. Beaver spirit number 6, which is finding the balance in life. After all this contemplating, thinking during our Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, it is time to take the inspired action to lay a solid foundation to tend to things we want to manifest into reality. Tend to the small things, number 40, which breaks down to 4, which is about expansion, which is about having that solid foundation, finding that ground, that solid foundation that we have with taking inspired action to find our ground back. When you come back to yourself, listen to your heart, take the inspired action, you can start taking small steps into laying that foundation you want for yourself in your life. And then we have the card of winter, which is so resonating to the season that we are in right now. We're in the winter. We have this fox energy, this winter fox energy. Take care of your needs, which is talking about this full moon in Leo. Coming back to yourself, coming back to your own heart, taking care of your needs, your wants, your passion. What do you need? What do you want? What do you truly desire and want? And how can we start taking those small steps, taking the inspired action to lay down foundation and to get to what we truly want in life, right? It is about doing everything you need and moving beyond your fears and limitation, right? Moving beyond your limitations, your stress, laying down that burden and trusting the divine, trusting in your own ability, your own magic within you, that you'll be able to achieve what you truly want when you listen to your heart and take the inspired action. And number 16, we have another 16 here. All the 16, the synchronicity. 16, which is where Mars and Venus conjunct, which is also where the full moon is going to be on the 16th. It is going to peak on the 16th. Card number 16, all that glitters. Just looking from the cards, we can see all the gold, all the glitters, shining that light. But there's 2 masks here, right? And it feels like it's talking about our physical world. Sometimes all that glitter doesn't shine. Or what's that saying? I can't remember. But we have that person, that divine golden light beyond all these. So it's asking us to see beyond the physical world. This is really talking about that Jupiter in Pisces energy, the Pisces season, and also on 18, other than the Pisces season starts, we also have that Jupiter sextile Uranus, seeing beyond the reality, reaching beyond what you think you can achieve, going beyond, because there's always more. And tuning out the physical world noise, all that glitter, all that news, social media, things happening around in the world, and tune into our own divine self, our own divine light, our heart space, to truly know what we want, right? So let's see what the guidebook has for us. I'm reading from the guidebook to share with you the oracle message as well. Card 16, all that glitters. A need to see beyond the superficial. I promise you, I did not read until now. So the desire to don a mask or dress something up to disguise its true nature. Trying to be something you're not, chasing after every sparkly new things, being mercurial. The oracle message is that it's only human to want to adorn yourself in trinkets and paints a pretty picture of oneself. It's natural to want to acquire the tapping of status or to deny them as a statement of rebellion. Or if it sparkles, is this better? Whether it's a new car, a big house, a title or position, the stamp of authority, or the sparkling of a diamond, these icons let you know that something about a person, a place, or thing, or do they? The truth is that people seek to acquire things because of what they will do for them and how they symbolically will elevate them and make them more attractive. This card signals that it's time to see beyond the adornments and the props underneath the surface. Learn to recognize the mask people wear and the motives underlying them. Imagine all that glitter is gone. Would you still desire the object or person? Wow. It is that Pisces season energy all in one card. Seeing beyond the physical material world. Uncovering all the secrets, discovering ourselves or rediscovering ourselves, our potential, really coming back to our heart space, listening to our heart to truly know what we want and about others too. When all the glitter is gone, is that person, people, things still make you jump in joy? Interesting, something to contemplate and think about indeed. So this is the reading for the collective for this upcoming week. I hope you enjoy it. Please comment below. Let me know how you think about it, how it resonates with you. And feel free to contact me if you need a personal reading. I'm wishing you all a good week ahead. Happy full moon in Leo. Happy Pisces season. And I'll see you next week. Bye.